Oh my god! Take a look at this little man right here. So beautiful. Through my years of owning lizards, there has been one species in specific that has kickstarted my absolute passion and love for monitor lizards. Though this might come as a surprise to some of you, that species is going to be the Quince monitor. The Quince monitor was the first monitor lizard species I've owned, and one that just it's just one that I absolutely love. The coloration, the fact that they're semi-aquatic, semi-arboreal, there's so many things I absolutely adore about this species. Although I have such a great love for the Quince monitors, you guys have probably noticed you don't see them that often. We used to have a lot and there's really no content on it. And that has everything to do with an unfortunate circumstance that plagued us last winter, which forced me to sell about half the project in order to keep ends meet and keep DBCB exotics going. However, it is amazing that we could have kept it going to where we are today. It was very unfortunate cutting down that project to only a pair of monitor lizards and just a big hole in my heart for the animals that I had to part with during that time. It's left a pretty bitter taste in my mouth to the point where I've become distant with my Quince monitors. Now don't get me wrong, I care for them, I work with them, I feed them, all of that stuff, but when it comes to actually interacting with the Quince monitors, I just have kind of lost the passion of doing it. Left me with monitors that are getting a bit bigger, now reaching around 1 year of age, but are still as skittish and flatty as they were when the day they came into my possession, and that's something I just don't want to have anymore. I want to reignite my passion with the Quince monitors, and luckily for us, Zen Habitats is absolutely going to help me do that. So with that being said, we have a lot of work to do today. We got to move some residents out of this enclosure and that enclosure, bringing the Quinces on over here, building this up to make an absolutely fantastic Quince enclosure where I can finally start working with these guys and habituating them as the way I should have been all those years ago. I ran out of breath. Before we get into that, you guys have probably already noticed the new merch. Alright boys and girls, new merch is here, the Cursed Tokay. Now while we weren't able to make the front design as big, don't worry, I got you covered in the back with the logo design. I mean, just take a look at that logo design right there. Absolutely fantastic, and look at it, just the size, man. It is absolutely huge. What are you doing? You didn't think I caught you taking a look? Come on. Come on, man, that's a little sus right there. The logo's up, come on. Logo's a little higher next time. Unless, of course, you're one of my small amount of female viewers, then. And ladies, you too can have a booty like this if you got a hoodie like this. You guys know what I'm saying? If you guys are interested in a fantastic merch design like this bad boy, make sure to go down there, the little Teespring banner we got down there, and claim 10% off your order using code DBCB10. Thank you, and let's get into this build. Before we get started on this Quince monitor build with this Zen Habitats enclosure, we of course have a resident that needs to move. Of course, guys, this is only going to be temporary until Project Jungle is going to be finished. At that point, we'll be moving those Quince monitors into that enclosure, but for the time being, I'd like to get them a bit more habituated and socialized, and this will be the perfect place for them to do that. Oh, you guys don't know what Project Jungle is? I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. You gotta keep up with the DVCB Exotics lore. There's gonna be plot holes all over the place. Now this enclosure is going to be pretty similar to the one that he's already in. Of course, it's only being cut by 2 feet in height. While it is a little shorter than I would like a frilled dragon to be in, of course, like I mentioned, this is only going to be a temporary situation. He still has plenty of room to roam around. As long as we give him some arboreal places we're able to climb up, I still believe he's going to be happy in this enclosure. Get this enclosure finished up, put some more arboreal spaces in here, get the light bulbs on, and then let's move this dude into this new temporary setup. Before we move on with moving our Freely in its new enclosure, I just want to give a huge shout out to Zen Habitats for making this video possible. If you guys are looking for a reptile enclosure just in time for the Christmas season, but those long lead times have you worried you're not going to get it in time, not to worry, Zen Habitats has you covered. So while purchasing an in-stock Zen Habitats enclosure, you will only have to wait 2 to 5 business days for that enclosure to be shipped to you. Not to mention the fact that all enclosures Zen Habitats offers free shipping. If you're looking for an enclosure for geckos, snakes, or lizards, one thing is for sure, Zen Habitats will be saving you money and having your item received during this holiday season. If you guys are interested in checking out more information of Zen Habitats, don't forget to use the link right down there in the description. Your boy gets a small cutback if you use the link. I'd very much appreciate. Thank you so much. Now let's move this frilled dragon. As you guys are about to see, this frilled dragon is slightly fresh. He's not the most handleable little boy like he used to be. No, Mr. Frilly. Tim! That's why I'm hoping with a smaller enclosure build for him, he's gonna be a little bit more habituated. We can work with him a little bit better. He'll see me a little bit more, and handling can be a lot easier inside a slightly smaller enclosure. Don't do it. I'm begging you. Not the face. Please, not the face. Sir, I'm giving you a new enclosure. I know it's smaller. Please. Please don't bite my face. Oh my god! To worry, folks, the one thing you can count on with making a reptile that might be a little upsetty with you happy again is, of course, feeding it bugs. Frilly is inside its new enclosure. We can finally get started on cleaning this up, adding some more branches for more arboreal spaces, and then finally a new water feature for the Quince monitors. That being said, I'll see you guys in just a little. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I'm not 100% sure if the aquarium is going to stay. I don't know if it's rated, if the weight of this is going to be too great for the AP cage. Granted, it's only 5 gallons, my smallest tank that I have, but it's still around 45 pounds of concentrated weight into one spot. Fingers crossed it works, but if I do notice some bending in the AP cage, we will have to remove it, unfortunately. All that is left is to wait for this water heater to do its job, heat this water up to a nice temperature, and then we can finally put the quinces in. Might take a bit though. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm just messing with you. After waiting for literally hours for this thing to heat up, it's finally at a lukewarm temperature where I feel it's safe enough to put these lizards in. So after all this work, it's the end of the day. I spent all day working on this thing. Let's finally get the quinces out and put them into this new enclosure. Here we have one of the two quince monitors. Now, this one is the one that I believe that is going to be male, because from our first shipment he seems to be a little bit larger than the female and his head structure seems to be a little different. Now you boys might be wondering yourself, Dakota, Wearing gloves? You never wear gloves, and that's not because I'm afraid of these guys biting. I've actually never had my quince monitors bite me. What it is because of these guys being an arboreal species of monitor lizards, their nails are razor sharp, and they create these little pin/superficial scratches that really just annoy the hand for the entire day. It's wicked annoying. I'd rather them just have gloves to get them out of here. Once they calm down a little bit, I think they'll be a lot better, but for now, I'm gonna wear gloves just to keep my sanity of having little scratches on my hands. Look at this little man right here. Absolutely beautiful, man. I love the quince monitors. Their beauty is unlike anything else. All right, young man, I know you're very upset with me, but are you ready to go in your new enclosure? Let's get you on in there. Well, go on. You wanted to get off of me so bad. Lower, maybe? There you go. And here we have the second one that I believe is probable female. Again, still a little too young to tell, but I'm just taking my best guess here. This one actually is looking a little bit on the thin end. That's one of the bad reasons, another reason why I wanted to move them, was just so the fact is it's hard doing inspections when, one, you have this lizard that is super flighty. She's definitely a lot less brave than the male over there. And number two is it's kind of hard to see him, whereas with this enclosure, we're going to be able to see him 24/7. I might just put this girl in the temporary enclosure and beef her up a little bit more. I mean, she's looking pretty good, but as far as size goes, I'd like her to be a little bit bigger than what she is right now. However, it is literally the end of the day. I cannot go to a store and get another dome and some basking bulbs, so for now she'll chill in there where she has proper husbandry until the next day where I can get a proper enclosure built as a temporary one, just to get you a little bit more food in your system. Again, just an absolute beauty of a monitor lizard. She's actually pretty calm. She's usually a lot more skittish than the other one, but man, so beautiful. Absolutely incredible. Let's get her in. Certainly one of the downsides of this enclosure is going to be the smaller water feature. Granted, it is bigger than the one they had before. However, you know, you can see they really do want to swim, and although this does give them enough height to feel taller than I am right now, at the same time, I can't put that much larger of a water feature because it'll bow the animal plastics cage. All of that will change once Project Jungle comes into an effect. We will be giving them a 5 foot by 5 foot by 7 foot enclosure with a 75-gallon fully stocked aquarium. Can you guys imagine lizards these sizes swimming in a 4 foot by 18-inch water feature? I can't wait to get started on that project. It's gonna take me a minute. This is a big project I really do want to escape. However, just thinking about it gets me going, man. For now, the 5-gallon will work, but fully stocked fish tank, 4 feet by 18 inches, little quince monitor swimming in it. How can that not get you excited? Last thing to do on this list is going to get the basking bulbs out of that enclosure, put it in this enclosure, and then give them a little bit to settle in and acclimate. We'll come back tomorrow, see how they're doing, and give them some yummy food, and hopefully they'll finally feed on me on camera. Well boys, there you have it. Another exciting build and another pair of happy-go-lucky lizards. Dakota apologizes about the audio issues we ran into in the middle. Next time I will remember to make sure that my cable is plugged all the way in, just not halfway. That makes this weird distorting noise for half of the work. This build took me an entire day and half the footage is bad. As always, boys and girls, thank you so much for taking the time in your day to follow us over here at DBCB Exotics. Make sure to go check out all the cool stuff we have in there in the description. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Oh my god.